Hey guys, welcome to Tabletop Baseball. I'm going to be playing a game today that's kind of a variation on an older game, which is Statis Pro. But it's going to be it's Statis Pro Advanced is what it's called. Is it harder? No, it's not really any harder. It's just basically some different charts. The cards are a little bit different. There's a few things you can do that are different. I'm going to go over all that stuff, and then I'll play a game. So first off, I'm going to look at, you can kind of do a little version off of History Maker Baseball. And that is before the game even starts, you can see if the pitcher's going to have his good stuff, bad stuff, or be basically normal. So you have an adjustment here. You can look at your ballparks, find your ballpark. These are just pre-war ballparks that I printed off. You can get all the ballparks. Pretty much all this stuff, let me back up. First of all this stuff you can get on the Delphi forums, the Statis Pro Delphi forums. Hello, Al Red Sox fan. For pretty much nothing. But most of it is free. PDF downloads. So it'll cost you the cost of paper and ink, but other than that, it's basically free. So this is what you would do before the game starts if you want. You find your park. You're going to pick out a random number. You're going to draw a random number on the fast action card. And then you'll find the result here. Let's say you're playing the Polo Grounds. And you get a number, say here, 83 or something. You would subtract 1 from his PB because he's not going to be as good today. Or you get here, minus 2, plus 1, plus 2. So you can do that if you wish. Mr. Moley, hello. Now this is a chart. I'm going to go through some of the charts that are different in Advanced Statis Pro. This is a chart which I've already been using. This is the out chart. Instead of having all the different situational out charts like they have in the classic game, everything's condensed to one page right here. So you have runner on first, you would look here, your results here. Then runner on second, you would look here, it tells you what happens. And this is if the infield's back or in. First and second, first and third, back or in. Bases loaded, back or in. All that stuff is here. It tells you some adjustments if the runners are OBR A's or OBR A's and B's, etc. Stuff like that. Sometimes you'll get a defensive option down here. Like if you get the yellow, it says defense can make a play on the lead runner or retire the batter at first. Okay, so now obviously Statis Pro Advanced was not created by the guy that actually created Statis Pro. The classic game, this is the classic game right here. And I don't even know the guy's name. What is the guy's name? I can't remember. Anyway, but he left Statis Pro to the public to do with what they want. And so somebody has created I don't know that it's actually more streamlined. I wouldn't call it more streamlined. It's basically some different charts. But it's not necessarily more streamlined. So here's your base runner advancement chart. As you can see, over here is the classic base runner advancement chart down here on the board. This is what the advanced chart looks like. Okay, now if you get in this area, you have to advance. You have to challenge the throw. So that's a little different. You got your wild pitch and pass ball stuff down here, your balk chart. Here's your base stealing chart. So it's a little more involved with the base stealing. You know, in the classic game, it's pretty straightforward. I gotta move some stuff here, move this around. But the stolen base chart is basically just, it's right here on the board. You're going to refer to the SP rating of the man, of the runner involved, and you'll look here for the result. And it'll tell you. On this chart here, if you get a random number 0 or 1 to 48, you're going to be up in this section, so it'll be off the base stealing, the runner's stealing. If you get it in this section here, it's going to be off the pitcher's hold. If you get it in this section here, it's going to be the catcher's throwing rating. It has all your keys here. Your sacrifice bunts and squeeze plays are on this chart. And here's your CD advanced CD chart. So we'll take a look at, I've got some examples here, but if you look at the fast action card, there's a CD result here, but you're not going to use that. This is for the basic advanced. This chart here is for the advanced. Okay, so there's a basic advanced and there's advanced. So what you would do is you would get a fast action card that says CD. The next one you turn over, you're going to look at the out sequence. Let's say the batter was an RP. So it'd be a line drive to third. So you check the third baseman's CD rating. Draw another random number, and you check it up here. Say he's a 2, and you get a number between 11 and 48. That's going to be result A. So you have result A's here, result B's here. If you get under result A, you're going to need to check for an error. After you find out what it is, result B, whatever it says, there's no error, check. So a little difference there on the CD checks. Then you've also got your little injury table here. You've got some different defensive strategies that you can do, which is typical in any game. Pitcher reduction, your pitcher rest. Here's your hit and run chart down at the bottom. And the error chart. Now this stuff up here is for basic Statis Pro. I just wrote that on there, but so you don't really need that. And then you can print off a different type of board. Most pitchers in the advanced game are going to have a left-handed PB number versus a right-handed batter PB number. Whereas in the basic game, or the classic game, I'm going to call it the classic game, they don't have that. It's just one number. And we'll take a look at the cards now so you guys can get an idea of what I'm talking about here. So this is the classic card, batter card. And here's an advanced card. The classic cards, obviously, they didn't have the left-right splits. In the advanced version, they do. Let's see, they have the CD. Your CD number. What am I thinking? I guess that's basically it. Except the CD numbers go higher than 2 in the advanced. I think that's what I was getting at. Like Jacob deGrom's a CD4. Okay, so like in the classic game, CD numbers only went up to 2. Oh, and then that's the other thing is the BD. Your BD chart is basically right here. It's on the batter's card. So you would get your result here instead of going up here to the BD chart on the board, which is right here. As in the classic game, BD just has a little rating here, and you would refer up here to the BD rating up there. As far as the pitchers go, like I said earlier, your lefty and righty PB numbers on the advanced game, it's just one number in the classic game. As far as pitchers, that's the major difference. And of course they have the lefty righty column. Now I don't like printing cards off. I don't like PDF stuff. So I bought a 20 or a all-time greats, an all-time greats set somebody had put out. And these are what the all-time greats cards look like that they put out. There's no left-right split on the batter card, but there's a difference here. The difference is versus lefties, let's look at Jeter. He has a green +3 here. Versus righties, he has a -12. All that means is, if I turn a fast action card over and I got a 3, let's say I got a 3, PB3. Well, PB3 is going to be off Randy Johnson's card, right? 2 to 9. Actually, see, he has two different numbers here. Jeter's a righty. 3 would be off Johnson's card, but since he has a green 3 here, it's going to be off Jeter's card. That means he's a little bit better versus lefties. Now it's not 1, 2, or 3. It's just a 3 only. Well, since he's facing a lefty, Randy Johnson, if I turned over a 3, it would be off Jeter's card, not Johnson. Now conversely, say he's facing a right-hander, and I turn over PB12, normally that's going to be off the batter card. But since he has a -12 here, it's going to be off the pitcher card. So he's a little struggles against righties a little bit. So instead of having the left-right splits here, they have those numbers there. The deep number in red, that's going to refer to the ballpark. Depending on what ballpark you're playing in, if you want to use the ballpark chart. See here, deep fly, you would draw another random number, you would look here. Right, the PBs have a range now. It fine-tunes, right. And like I was saying, before the game even starts, you can adjust those PBs according to, if you want to find out if a pitcher has his good stuff, bad stuff, normal, whatever. So that's kind of a look. Oh, and there's one other thing on the pitcher cards. There's a clutch number here. If you get a you get a BD check off the batter, right here, BD results. This will change that number. Let's say he got a 36. We turned over a 36 under BD. That's a double, but Randy Johnson is a +1. That's going to make it a 37. So instead of a 36, it's a 37, which makes it an out. Instead of a double, it turns it to an out. So that's what this clutch number is here. I don't think there's any other differences. If somebody's watching and they can think of something, let me know. But I am going to be playing a game now. That's kind of a quick look at the advanced version, which you can find. You can find a lot of stuff on eBay. You can find it in the Delphi forums, Statis Pro Delphi forums. But I bought that all-time great set that was printed. And then they sent me the PDF for all the charts to print off, which fortunately I had already printed off all these charts a while back when I thought I was going to get into it, and just never didn't have the time. But now I've kind of found some time to get into it. I'm not a professional at it, I'll tell you that. So if somebody notices something, I may very well forget something. And that's another thing, is like when you have the classic game, everything's right here. That's cool. I love that. You don't have that with these charts. You've got all these charts you've got to kind of thumb through. You could put them on some poster board, make your own board, kind of lay them out on some poster board, maybe a trifold, stand them up, something like that. But I'll kind of put them out here so I can grab them real quick. Really, the out chart is the main one that you need. So these are the fast action cards. They also send you a PDF for fast action cards to print off, cut out, which I had already done. So this is going to be an all-time greats game. We've got two all-time. I've kind of pulled out some more recent players up to about 2007. Well, not actually, they're not the more recent team. There is a more recent team, goes from 2008 and up, like this team here. And Jeter's my leadoff man here, visiting pitcher. I'm used to having visitors on my left, home on my right, but so I may try not to get confused. Let's see, Pedro Martinez will be starting. These are the relievers for. I think I messed that up. These are the relievers for this team. These are the relievers for this team, or not really relievers, but the other pitchers, I believe. Hold on. Yeah. It's Randy Johnson versus Pedro Martinez. Let me move some stuff around here. Take you a look at the lineups. Lofton, Boggs, McGuire, Bonds, Piazza, Walker, Palmeiro, Alomar, Larkin. For the all-time greats #1 team, Pedro Martinez on the mound. For all-time greats #2, Jeter, Utley, Griffey, Ramirez, Cabrera, Tomey, Guerrero, Rodriguez, and Jones, as in Chipper Jones. And with Statis Pro, I got to keep the score sheet off to the side so I can have some room here. And I need to get some markers out to mark pitcher reduction, which I have a tendency to forget. As you can see on the clutch number here for Pedro, it's a +7. So that's a pretty big change there. He is a 16. 16. And then Randy Johnson, he is a 17. Also in the advanced version, from the 6th inning on, your starter will lose a reduction point. Can I get all that in there? I should be able to. Hold on. Should be able to get the reductions in there. Got your pitchers. Might have to move off the little squares there, but all right, here we go. Let's see. Jeter is not leading off. It is. See, I got these backwards. That's what's screwing me up. This is the visiting team. Since I didn't have a preset, and I had to go through all that other stuff, now I've got everything fouled up. Okay. So visitors are over here, which normally in my mind, I have home team over here because I pick up the visitors first. So it's a little backwards. Lofton's going to lead off. Let me get this out of here. Versus Pedro. Here we go. PB7. So Pedro's a 2-9 from both sides. So it doesn't matter what side of the batter is hitting from. 72. 72 is going to be an out. Random number, 72. Well, it's off Pedro's card anyway. 72, and he is a LN. LN is a G3A, so it's a ground ball to third. Or ground ball to first, sorry, and no error. So one away, Wade Boggs, 8, is going to be off Martinez. 76 is an out. 54 to 88. So he is a LN. LN is a ground ball to first. Error 3 to 20. First baseman is Cabrera. He's a 2, so it's no error. And there's very likely not going to be any errors. These guys are pretty good fielders. 9 is still going to be off Pedro. 17, though, that'll be a single. Why am I looking at Pedro? It's off Randy Johnson. Duh. See, that's... Still, he's a 2 to 9 either way. So a 17, I'm all flustered. Single. Still a single. We're fine. From Big Mac, Mark McGuire singles. It's over here, Pedro. And he was a 16. He drops to a 15. And it's off the pitcher's card. Off the pitcher's card, so no check. Z, I'm not going to use the rare play stuff right now. That's a rare play chart. We're going to skip that. 8. So it's off Randy Johnson. 24. 24 is a strikeout. This is really... By the time the game's over, I'll get used to the setup. Okay. So Jeter, bottom of the first, versus Pedro. 4 is off Pedro. 82 is going to be an out. And he is a RN. RN is a foul out to the catcher. No error. Chase Utley. CD check. Well, you only check CDs if there's runners on base. So there's nobody on base. Actually, I think in the advanced game you do check it. I think you still do check it in the advanced game. So you turn over the next one. You look at he's an LN, left-handed normal, GX6. So the shortstop is who we're going to be looking at, and he is a 3. So we'll turn over another card. It's a 28. He's a 3. That's going to be a result A. And it was a GX6. Lead runner's out. That's all it says right there. So it was a GX6. Yeah. So they get him at first. Ground out to short for Chase Utley. 5 is going to be off Pedro. 43 is a strikeout. 23-47. So Piazza, I got to move. I did move him. Did I move Johnson? I moved Pedro. I shouldn't have moved Pedro. I should have moved Johnson. No, I should have moved Pedro. I'm right. No, I should have moved Johnson. Good grief. Yeah, Johnson gave up the single to McGuire. Sheesh. 8. That is off Johnson. 51. Stop it. Strikeout. Larry Walker. Larry Walker, okay, 4 is off Johnson. 44, strikeout. Palmeiro. CD check. Always check the CDs, correct. Palmeiro is a LP, F7. So the left fielder, Ramirez, is a 1. So an F7, and we got a 31 under a 1. It does fall into result A, 11 to 38, so an F7. Shallow fly ball, batters out, runners hold. Flies out to left field. Palmeiro does. And we move to the bottom of the second. Pedro's on the mound, by the way. 10's going to be off Manny. Can he get a hit? 74, hit by pitch. It's a hit by pitch. So that will reduce Pedro. And we have a base runner, Manny Ramirez. 7's off Pedro, 46, strikeout for Miguel Cabrera. Jim Thome, 5. Why are these getting out of whack here? 5's off Pedro. 28. 23-47 is a strikeout. Thome goes down swinging. Here's Vlad. 3's off Pedro. 81's an out. Vlad's an RP. F7, fly out to left. No error. So both teams with one base runner so far, 0-0 score. Randy Johnson back out on the mound. Here he is. 7 is off Johnson. That's a nothing. 56 is a walk. 53-56. So he walks Alomar. I'll drop him down to 15. Brings up Barry Larkin. We might try to bunt here. I think we're going to sacrifice bunt. He is a BB. So 42. Sack rating, BB 42. Sacrifice, runner advances. Runner advance. Batter out, 5-3. So runner is second, Alomar, with Kenny Lofton. And he gets a BD. BD 32. So 32, and then you've got Randy Johnson's a +1. So it's going to make it a 33, so it's still going to be a double. Double for Kenny Lofton. And that scores Alomar. And we don't check for an error. So that's a hit and a run. Johnson down to 13. CD check. On Wade Boggs, he's an LN. That's a ground out to first. First baseman is Cabrera. He's a 2. 2 and an 82. So result B. And that was a G3, right? Just a plain old G3. G3, single to right field, runners advance 1 base. Do not check for error. So we got something going here. First and third. Boggs at first, Lofton at third with 1 out. And McGuire, that knocks Johnson down again. McGuire, who singled his first time up, 8. It's going to be off Johnson, though. 72 is going to be an out. He's an RP. Imagine that. He's a ground. So G5, ground out to third. No error. So we go to the out chart finally. G5 with runners at first and third. Infield back, since we're playing for double play ball. G5. First and third is a 5-4-3 double play. So that ends the inning. They get one. And Barry Bonds will lead off. Bottom of the third inning, Pudge Rodriguez, 11 is going to be off Pudge. 83 is going to be an out, though. He's an RP. Fly out to center with no error. Chipper Jones, an 8. It's off Pedro. 87 is going to be an out. And SP. Switch pull, so he is batting left. So he's an LP. Fly to center. And errors a 9-20. No error. Center fielder is Lofton. He makes the catch. Batter must steal. Well, there's nobody on base. BD check for Jeter. 68 is in the out category. And he is a RN. Fly out to right. No error. Fly out to right. So nothing doing for the all-time greats. Number 2 team. Number 1, top of the 4th. Look at the score sheet real quick. It's 1-0. Barry Bonds, 10. It's going to be off Barry's card. 62. 62 is a walk. 36-75. And he walks. Randy Johnson walks him. Brings up Piazza. How about a sack bunt here, DD? He's not a very good bunter. Hit and run is a 0. Well, let's just hit away then. 9. Off Johnson. SPA or better must steal. What's Bonds? I didn't write down the SP number. He is a C+. He will not steal. So CD check. And Piazza's an RP. G4A. Second baseman, so 34. Second baseman is Utley. He's a 5. So G4A. Batter out, lead runners hold if not forced. So he will be thrown out. And Bonds will go to second. And here's Larry Walker. 10. Actually, I need to check for an error on that, don't I? No error. Okay. 7. It's off Johnson. 31 is going to be a strikeout. 2 outs. Bonds at second. Palmero. He's not an SPA. Another CD check. Man, got a bunch of those. LP. FD8. So center field. Fly ball to deep center. Center fielder is Griffey. He's a 5. And a 54. So it's going to be result A. FD8. Spectacular catch of deep fly. Runner on third scores. Other holds. Well, that's the third out. So no run will score by a spectacular catch by Ken Griffey. Bottom of the fourth, it's Chase Utley. 5's Pedro. I guess I'm supposed to check with air. Oh, okay. Must steal. Gotcha. Okay, so there's no error on that. I had to check for an error on the Griffey. Now I can't remember. Did I check for an error? So anyway, 5's off Pedro. 67 is an out. Chase Utley is an LN. It's a ground ball to the pitcher. No error. 5. It's off Pedro. 64 in the out range. And he is an LP. FD9, fly ball to deep right. No error. For Griffey. Here's Manny. It's off Pedro. 18. Here we go. He is a right-hander, so it's a ground ball to short. So nothing doing. Top of the fifth. Roberto Alomar. Don't check for an error off the pitcher's card. 6. It's off Johnson. 15. 15's a single to center field for Roberto Alomar. He's walked and now singled. Barry Larkin. Let's try to bunt again. Worked good the last time. Let's do it again. He's a BB, if I can get this card here. 53 sack rating. I think that was about the same number he had last time. It's a 5-3. Oh no, defensive option on lead runner. So defensive option, let's see. Alomar is an A. So probably should go for the out. Let's get the out at first. So another good sack for Barry Larkin in the 9 hole. Brings up Kenny Lofton. Not using the error or the rare play. 10 is Pedro. Not off Pedro. It's off Kenny Lofton. I mean, not off Randy Johnson. Good grief. It's off Randy Johnson. It's off Kenny Lofton. 61 is going to be an out, though. LN. Fly ball to deep left. Is there an error? No, so let's check the out. Fly ball to deep left with a runner at second. FD7, runner at second. And we have an asterisk here. An A only advances, so an A goes from second to third, and Alomar is an A. So 2 outs. Alomar at second. Wade Boggs. 6. It's off Randy Johnson. 35 will be a strikeout. So it was a good effort there. Got the runner to third. Could not bring him home. So top, bottom of the fifth, Miguel Cabrera, 7. Is off Pedro. I think you just rotate these. That's what I'm going to do for now. And 81 is an out. He is a RP. Ground out to third with no error. So 1 away. Jim Thome. 4 is going to be off Pedro. 45 is a strikeout. Tough day for Tommy, 2 Ks. There's nobody on base. 12 is going to be off Vlad. 16. 16 is a single to left. Let's check for an error. No error, so Vlad's on. With 2 outs. Here's Pudge. 6. It's off Pedro. 63 is an out category. RP. Fly ball to deep left. And 8-20, that's not going to be an error. 3rd out of the inning, so don't need to check base runners. Let's go to a new pitcher. Roy Halladay. And he is a reliever, rating of 8. So Roy Halladay will come on, top of the 6th. Mark McGuire, the batter. It's a 1-0 ball game, as you would expect with this type of pitching. A 5 is off Halladay. He's an 8 versus lefties, a 9 versus righties. Of course, McGuire's a righty. 47. 36-51 is a strikeout. So Barry Bonds versus lefty. He's an 8. So 7, though, still going to be off Halladay. 48, strikeout. Piazza, he's a righty. CD check. And he's an RP. FD7, so the left fielder. Left fielder is Ramirez, he's a 1-38. 1 and a 38. I've had a lot of CD checks. Wow, right on the number for the result A column. 11-38. Was that an FD7? I think it was. FD7. Spectacular catch of deep fly. We've had that one. Check for an error. 9-20, so there's not going to be an error because he is a 3. So that ends the inning. Bottom of the 6th. Pedro, we'll let him go another one. Chipper Jones, 6. It's off Pedro. Come on. 81 is an out. SP, so he's going to be LP. Left-handed power pull. Or left-handed pull, yeah, I guess. So ground out to second. 3-20 on the air. Second baseman, and he is a 2. Alomar. So it's a ground out. Here's Jeter. CT check again. RN. GX4. 71. So second baseman. He's a 3. 71. It's going to be result B. GX4. Single to center, runners advance 2 bases, or no runners. Single for Jeter with 1 out. Brings up Chase Utley. Let's go to the bullpen. I think I got some of these pitchers mixed up here. Because Let's go with Mark Langston. He's a 4. He is a left-hander. So it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Chase Utley, 2-9 versus lefties. And he gets a 9, so it is off Langston. If I can get the card, it's a 45, and that's a walk. First and second, one out. Here's Griffey, his teammate. He is a lefty. So it's a lefty-lefty. CD check again. He's an LP. FD7. Left fielder. Bonds is a 4. 65. 4 and a 65 is going to put it in A. FD7 again. Spectacular catch. Runner on third scores. Other hold. Other hold. Others hold probably. So great catch by Bonds. Keeps runners at bay. It's first and second with 2 outs. And I got to check for an error. No error. Manny Ramirez. Actually, I need to move Langston down. He walked the first batter. Manny Ramirez, 6. That'll be off Langston. 84 is an out. RP. Ground out to second. So they come up empty. Top of the 7th. Larry Walker facing Roy Halladay. It's a 10. It's going to be off Walker. 86. It's going to be an out. LP. So line out to second. No error. Palmeiro. 10 is off Palmeiro. 28 is a home run. 27-33. Palmeiro gets a hold of Roy Halladay. And there's no error on a home run. So it's 2-0. And Halladay, he was an 8. So hit and a run. Here's Alomar at 9. 9 will be, he's going to be batting left-handed. Switch hitter, normal. So he's an LN. So he'll be 2-8 is Halladay, so it's off Alomar. 34. 34 is a triple. Triple to center. So triple for Alomar. And 0 to, hold on. It's off the batter's card, so an error. 0-20, center field. It's going to be an error on Griffey. We got to go to the error chart. First we got to check out what, because it's a 0-20. Error 4 on the outfield. Griffey is a 5. So it's an error 4. And it was a triple to center. Center field bobbles the ball. AB inside the park home run. No error. Alomar's an A. So it's an inside the park home run instead of a triple for Alomar. That is my first inside the park home run in any tabletop baseball game. And Roberto Alomar hits the inside the Parker, as Griffey cannot find the handle. It's 3-0. Back-to-back home runs off Roy Halladay. Not conventional, but 11. It's all going to be off Barry Larkin. 36. Deep fly. So we go to the ballpark. Well, we're playing in a neutral park. I didn't really say what park we were playing in. There is a neutral park down at the bottom, which we'll use that. Neutral park down here. So deep fly. Could we go back to back to back? 26. 26 under deep fly is a home run. 11-48 is a home run. Back to back to back. Now one of them was inside the park, but so Halladay, I think he's done. Barry Larkin goes yard. We'll go to the bullpen. Let's bring in John Smoltz. And he's a 4. Halladay started out pretty good, but he faded quickly. Had a nice first inning, but so Kenny Lofton, top of the order, 8. See, Smoltz, he's a 9 versus righties and a 7 versus lefties. So Kenny Lofton, it's going to be off his card. That's an 8. 73 is going to be an out. LN, fly ball to deep center. That's the second out of the inning. Wade Boggs, 6. Actually, check for an error. There's no error. Okay, so 10's off Wade Boggs. 68 is an out. And he's an LN. Ground ball to third. No error. 3 runs, though. It's 4-0. This team over here. All-time greats, number 1. As I throw my pin at him. Bottom of the 7th, Miguel Cabrera. 6. It's off Mark Langston. 41. And he walks him. 38-45. A little bit of difference between Langston and Pedro. As far as control. Shows up Jim Thome. 3 is off Langston. 43. Another walk. It's going to be all for Langston. If I can pick him up. Let's go with Roger Clemens. See if he can stay out of the walk range there. He's a 4. Roger Clemens. Langston had 3 walks in his time on the mound. Vlad Guerrero, 7. We have runners at first and second, nobody out, by the way. Vlad Guerrero. A 7's going to be off Clemens. He's a 2-9 either way. 63 is an out. RP. Ground ball to third. So it's a G5. Runners at first and second. Smoltzy is a 4. Runners at first and second. And a G5. That's a 5-4-3 runner at second goes to third. So just what the doctor ordered there, as Clemens gets him to hit into the double play. Cabrera moves to third. And here's Pudge. CD check. He's an RP. Ground ball to third. Third baseman is Boggs. He's a 4.83. Keep knocking that over. 4.83 is going to be result B. It's probably not good. G5. Single left, runners advance one base. Pudge with the single scores a run. And it's 4-1 now. Clemens goes down a couple notches, I think. Gives up a hit. Does that batter go on him? That run scored? I think so. Chipper is going to be off Clemens. 47 is a walk. 46-52, walked him. Hold on, something happened here. Somehow I hit pause. Okay, so it's a walk to Chipper. And we have first and second with 2 outs. Derek Jeter. I'm thinking that run goes to Clemens. It's not his run, though. A run scored, though. 9's off Clemens. 65 is an out. RN. Line out to second. Error check. It's going to possibly be an error here. Alomar is a 2. Error 1 on the infield. Where's my error chart? Error 1. And it was in a line out to second. Second base tips line drive. Can't make the play. It's an E4 advance. One base. Bases loaded with, so it's no Chase Utley, the batter. 9's off Clemens. He's getting all the 51 is a walk. 46-52. Walks in a run. That's going to be all for Clemens. Kurt Schilling. Kurt Schilling will come in. He's a 6. So a little bit of breathing room there. And it's a 4-2 ball game. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Ken Griffey. 6. It's off Schilling. Pitcher's getting the card. 64 is going to be an out. LP. Line out to first. So finally, that's all for the inning. 2 runs. It's 4-2. There's a look at the line score. We'll go to the top of the 8th inning. McGuire will lead off versus John Smoltz. 12. It's going to be off McGuire. Look out. 38. It's going to be a strikeout. Smoltz gets him. Barry Bonds Statis Pro project. I don't really have any thoughts on a Statis Pro project right now. 5 is, I don't really have much. I've got the 79 season. Oh, I can't do that and play at the same time. 5 is off Smoltz. 34, struck him out. Back-to-back Ks. 11's off Piazza. 22 is a single. Single to center. No error. So 2 out single. Larry Walker, 7's off Smoltz. 2-7 versus lefties. 55 is in the out range. And he's an LP. Ground ball to short. No error. Bottom of the 8th inning. Kurt Schilling. Manny's off Kurt Schilling facing Manny Ramirez, 23. Single to right field. So that is going to be a single. I'm going to shuffle these real quick. I mean, yeah, I could do a Statis Pro project. I'd probably do some kind of pitcher project. Or I could do a little tournament. All-time greats tournament. So Miguel Cabrera, we have runner at first, nobody out. Ramirez. Let's see, he's not much of a bunter, obviously. Hit and run, he's a 1. Could try to hit and run just for fun. We've got Ramirez, he's a, what kind of a DSP? So, hit and run's a 1. Let's just hit away. Let's just hit away. CD check. Okay, he's a RP. Ground ball is short. Shortstop is Jeter. He is a 1. Sorry, shortstop is Larkin. He's a 3. 3 and a 61. 3 and a 61 is going to be in the result B column. It was a ground ball, this is G6. Single to center, runners advance 1 base. Let me double check that. Single, runners advance 1 base. So they're in business. First and second, nobody out. You don't check for an error on the B side of things. So Schilling down to a 4. Here's Tomey. CT check. And he's an LP. G3A. Ground ball to first. Palmeiro's a 4. 58. 4 and a 58 is result A. That was a GX6. I mean, a G3A is what it was. Batter out, lead runners, hold if not forced. So it was a... Oh, man. He's an LP, so it's a ground ball to first. Ground out to first. Runners will advance. Second and third. With one out, Vlad Guerrero up. 7 is going to be off Schilling. 56 is an out. RP. Fly ball to center. No error. There's a second and third. Possible tag up here. Fly ball to center. Second and third is going to be... second and third. So a 2-star, an A or B advances. If he's on third, he's an A or B. He's not. He's a D. Ramirez is a D, so he will hold. So 2 outs, second and third. Vlad didn't hit it far enough. 7. It's going to be off Schilling. 46. Strikeout, just barely in the strikeout range. So playing with fire there. Gets out of the 8th inning. It's 4-2. Here's Palmeiro. 10. It's going to be off Smoltz. No, it's not. It's going to be off Palmeiro. I haven't really been paying attention to these numbers here. I don't think I've hit them, though. Like if I would have gotten a 12... Well, Smoltz is a right-hander, so no change. I just realized that. I've not been paying attention to those numbers. So it's off Palmeiro. 58. Out. LP. Ground ball to short. 1 away. Here's Roberto Alomar. 12 is going to be... Let's see if he had a 12 there. Been off Smoltz. If it was a negative 12. It's going to be off Alomar. 14. Single to left. One out single for Alomar. He's had a heck of a day. He's 3 for 3. 2 singles, a home run inside the Parker. And a walk. Scored 2 runs. So Barry Larkin. Trying to figure out, let's see. Let's do the hit and run. He's a 2. So I have not done the hit and run. 3 is off Smoltz. I think you still go through the motions here. 82 is an out. He's an RN. An RN is G1. He's a hit and run 2. All GX, okay. Well, it's not a GX, it's a G. It was a G1A. So it's an even K result. All GX. So it's a right-handed batter. If it's an LG4 to G4, it was a G1. So it was a G1. Does that mean it's a single to right field? 2 stars. Single runners advance 2. No error. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of his name. I don't know his name. DGB. I think that's what it was. So I think since this is a G1, he's a right-handed batter that turns it into a single. Runners advance 2 bases. That's the way I'm reading that. So Alomar to third. And Smoltz is down to a 1. Kenny Lofton. 6 is going to be off Smoltz. 77's an out. He's an LN. G1A. G1A. First and third could be a double play. Where is it? G1A. Infield back, trying for the double play. First and third. It's a 1-3. Runner third holds. Runner at first goes to second. So 2 outs, second and third. Two outs, second and third. Wade Boggs. 9's going to be off. Boggs is a lefty, so it's going to be off Boggs. 22. Single to center. This might be the first time we've got the base advancement chart out. I've got it over here. So single to center. Runners on second and third. Runner or single to the outfield. Runner on second. Who's off the batter's card. And Barry Larkin is an A. He's on second. So we'll get a random number. 17. And A, 11 to 58 scores. Now with 2 outs, I think there's even more of a chance to score, so he would be an A plus with 2 outs, and there is 2 outs. So he scored, both runners score. It's a 2-run single for Wade Boggs, not Barry Larkin, Wade Boggs. It's going to be all for Smoltz. Mariano Rivera will come in. He is a 4. So Boggs at first with 2 outs. 9 is off Rivera. 77 is an out. RP is a fly out to right field. 18 to 20, I don't think so. 2 more runs, though. It's 6 to 2 now. This team. All-time greats. 9th inning, bottom of the 9th. This game has gone on. Of course, I did explain a lot of stuff in the first. So Dennis Eckersley's going to come on. 5th pitcher of the day for all-time greats number 1. He's a 4. Chipper Jones, 9. Chipper Jones is a switch. So he's going to be batting left. So it's going to be off his card. 2 to 7 for Eckersley. 63 is in the out category. Out range. He's in a left-hand pull. So it's a ground out to first. No error. Here's Derek Jeter. 2. It's off Eckersley. 12 is going to be a single to left for Derek Jeter. No check on the pitcher or the error. 4 is off Eckersley for Chase Utley. 52 is an out. LN. Line out to the pitcher. So 2 away. Griffey. 12 will be off Griffey. 68, however, will be in the outrange LP. LP is a ground ball to second. No error. And that's the ball game. That is the ball game. It is a 6. Started out pretty slow. 6-2 victory for the visiting all-time greats. Big inning here as they went back to back to back. This was an inside the park home run, my first inside the parker in any kind of tabletop game. Thought that was kind of cool. Alomar with the inside the park home run. A look at the other team, what they did. Pedro pitched very well. I kind of just took him out just because it's kind of treating it like an all-star game. They went 5 deep. They went 4 in the pitching. So that's kind of a look at Advanced Statis Pro. Again, you can find all this stuff. Delphi forums, a lot of the charts and stuff are free. Now, if you want the cards, I think you're going to have to pay a little bit, probably. There might be some guys making some advanced cards for free, I'm not sure. But I got this all-time great set, which is a mixture of, I mean, there's still guys on here that are still playing. Obviously, Manny Ramirez, Cabrera. You know, you've got more recent guys, you've got older guys. I've got, it's like this is the whole set right here. I've got them separated by position, main position anyway. Like here's your second baseman, shorts, thirds, catchers, left fielders. Well, I might have had that mixed up. Right fielders. I think I had them both out because I was going to possibly put one of them in. I think Ricky should be in the left fielder. No, it's Tim Raines. These are the center fielders. I had Raines out of order because I thought about putting him in the game that I was just now playing, but I didn't. So anyway, you get all these. This was like $20. Printed, came in printed form. Stress that I did not print these. So I like that because I'm not a big PDF guy. And like I said, I had all these printed out previously. But he sends you all these also in PDF. But it was $20. Not bad. I like All-Star or Hall of Fame sets, All-Star sets, stuff like that. They're just so versatile. You can do so many things with them. So I'm going to get out of here for now. I appreciate you guys watching on this Monday. I'm going to come back with Ron Guidry, I think. I'm going to do a Ron Guidry. Yeah, these are business card. Perforated business card stock, which is fine. No big deal. I did print these off a while back. I had these printed. I mean, I printed them and cut them out. But so that's it. That's a look at advanced, what they call advanced. It's just more of a, different take on Statis Pro. A few different added things. And I think I screwed up probably a few times on these numbers. I wasn't paying attention very well. But I like these numbers. I've played it before, and these did come up a few times. So you got to pay attention to those. I'm sure I screwed up a few times. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, set up for a Ron Guidry game of replay baseball. So I'll be back a little bit later. Until then, you guys have a great day and take care. God bless.